Now, this illustration deals with individual open conductors on insulators in accordance with 230.51c. Now, we just previously looked at cables, but I mentioned open conductors on insulators. But now C, 230.51 in the NEC talks about open conductors on insulators. And then notice the tap, the wall tap conductors that you see in the illustration, dealing with these open wiring conductors that may be on the outside of the building. In some cases, may even be on the inside. But notice there is a voltage limitation here on these conductors of 300 volts. The wiring here would again have the 2-inch set-off in accordance with our table 230.51c as in car. And then on these individual conductors, we have to support within 4.5-foot intervals as required by our table 230.51b. Then there is a separation of these conductors, open conductors on insulators, 3 inches from one another, and these supports have to fully comply with 230.51c. But to use these open wiring conductors either inside the building on a concrete type related wall or outside either one, it must be approved by the authority having jurisdiction. Now, I've seen this type of installation a lot when we used to visit Old Mexico. They would have these open conductors on insulators. I went to a gas plant with one of the inspectors, and this gas plant, that's all these conductors were run on as open conductors on insulators, except they would be routed through a tubing down to the equipment in some cases even in a non-metallic conduit. But you don't see this type of installation much in the United States. We keep everything in metal conduit or jacketed cables, as we've seen in the previous illustration. But this figure 6-28 addresses open conductors on insulators, but we should always make sure that the authority having jurisdiction will allow such an installation and be able to connect it to the utility power, and the utility kind of goes along with this installation also, so that we do get it connected by the utility for the owner that has allowed this type of installation or requested it, and the authority having jurisdiction approved it.